we've raised in excess of $40 million. Drill results will continue right into early New Year. Those results will fit into a new updated resource estimate, and we're anticipating the new resource estimate to be at the end of Q1 2022.
Hello, welcome to Assay TV. Today I'm talking with Jim Greig, who is the President and Director of Benchmark Metals, a TSX venture exchange listed company with a large gold and silver project in the prolific Golden Horseshoe of northern British Columbia. Greg, great to see you today. You recently announced a fairly significant capital raise, which is what we were going to talk about today. But before we get onto that, when you last spoke to Assay TV, you just announced your maiden resource of, I think, a little over 3 million ounces, and you were about to embark on a 100,000 meter drilling campaign to expand those ounces. Can you just give us a little update before we get onto the financing of what you've been up to over the last sort of 6 months or so with this drilling campaign?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Leo. Look, we've completed near 80,000 meters of drilling at the project. It's early December as we speak, and there's still 2 drill rigs at the site, but they'll be slowly winding down as Christmas approaches. So those 80,000 meters of results, we will resume disseminating assay numbers and drill intercepts through December and into January. We could not release any during this financing period because we were blacked out from results. But now that it's official that we've raised in excess of $40 million, drill results will continue right into early New Year. And those results will fit into a new updated resource estimate, and we're anticipating the new resource estimate to be at the end of Q1 2022. So reality is that's 3 to 4 months away from now.
And where has the drilling been sort of focused? You've got various different zones you've been looking at. Sort of, Cliff Creek was one of your recent announcements.
That's right. So we've been drilling and expanding the main deposits or main resource areas. We've been converting inferred ounces to indicated. But in addition to that, there's a number of areas that remain open in these deposits. So we're adding new ounces in those 3 zones. And we've made a couple new discoveries actually within the deposits. There's one area that previously thought seemed to pinch out and didn't contain much gold or silver material. But now we shifted our drills and it looks like the center of Cliff Creek is starting to fill out with more ounces. And then in addition to that, the north end of Duke's Bridge, one of the smaller, more discrete zones, looks as though it is now connecting to the north end of Cliff Creek. So, we've got 2 areas with what appears to be higher grade material right at surface that are expanding rapidly. The second level of drilling, though, is in some new targets. So we've advanced a few new targets south of the main deposits. One of them is called the Marmot Zone. It has seen the most drilling on a new target this year, and we anticipate an opportunity here where we could generate a new satellite deposit with high-grade material right at surface. So this could perhaps be a 4th deposit for our property.
When you say high-grade material, what sort of results have you been getting?
Yeah, we reported just over a month ago, I believe it was slightly over 5 grams of almost 40 meters, and that was near surface. So, there's potential here to, have a satellite deposit that is higher grade than perhaps the rest of the deposits, but it's also open pittable and within a trucking distance. So this could be a very encouraging development for the preliminary economic assessment that's expected early in 2022.
Excellent. And as I mentioned at the beginning, and as you've mentioned a bit as well, you've just had this sort of successful capital raise. You started out, I think, looking to raise about 30 million. What's the final tally?
That's right. So we raised $40.3 million Canadian. And that was largely due to an over allotment. And we had a lot of strong institutions and funds supporting this company. But the major achievement here is Yamana Gold has participated in this financing. And this just provides true validity to not only the project, but to the team that's driving this mining endeavor forward. Yamana has a strong technical team. They only invest in ventures that have real mining potential. And, this is a strong hallmark for Benchmark Metals to have association with a major mining company.
I mean, do you think there are synergies with any of sort of Yamana's other projects?
Well, Yamana tends to choose tier 1 jurisdictions that have low political or geopolitical risk. And truly in the region that we're in Canada is a proven, prolific producing area. And of course, it's in Canada. So the rule of law stands here. There's no political issues, and you can actually build and eventually start production in a mine in this northern area of British Columbia. So, Yamana, invests in companies that have all the signs to be a real mining endeavor.
Absolutely. Are you able to give us any sort of figures on what stake they've taken or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah, they've taken approximately almost an $8 million stake. So it's about 4% of the company. Perhaps as time goes on and we prove up this project, maybe we become more of a takeover target for Yamana, but certainly this should raise the eyebrows of other mining endeavors who need to replace their feed, need to replace their gold and silver material. This should help put Benchmark on the map as a real world-class endeavor.
Absolutely. Well, now you've got sort of 40 million or so in the bank. What are you planning to do with this money?
So this money helps advance with the engineering and all of the technical efforts that will go towards a feasibility study. So I did mention we'll be releasing a preliminary economic assessment. That would be early in 2022. But we're targeting a feasibility study for the end of 2022 or early 23. So this money goes towards more drilling, but certainly more technical, metallurgical, all the engineering efforts that need to be advanced within a feasibility study.
And I believe you've already started working on a sort of environmental study as well on the project to get things going.
That's right. We've started a small amount of baseline work last year, but we accelerated our environmental baseline work this past summer. And that will continue right through to EIA in about a 3-year period. So we're already working towards advancing this project for a permitting decision.
Excellent. And so more drilling to come though with some of this money as well?
Yes, there will be more drilling. There will be some more expansion drilling. And we will also be drilling out some of those new targets. So, a bit of a two-part focus. One, advancing the project to a mining decision, but at the same time, we have tremendous exploration potential to gather more gold and silver ounces on the property.
Absolutely. And in terms of the recent drilling that you've done, and as you mentioned, it's quite shallow, and you've got these satellite pits. How is this sort of reshaping your mine plan for the eventual project?
Yeah, well, the PEA will show 3 open pitable deposit areas, but going towards feasibility, there may be a chance we have an underground component. But that's to be determined with the next round of drilling. But certainly, mining would begin with open pits, and perhaps late in mine life, there's a chance to convert to higher grade ounces below the pits.
Excellent. Well, you know, lots of work ahead, but lots of money in the bank to get yourself through that. Thank you very much for the update there. Great to hear the news of the recent raise, and best of luck for the year ahead.
Thank you, Leo. It's looking like a very good 2022 for Benchmark.
Thanks.